My friend Daniel called me one night in a very serious tone, asks me, "Bro, what's the point?" And I say, "The point of what?" And he says, "What's the point of anything?" I immediately knew that he'd been reading Nietzsche and was having like a mini existential crisis. But the question got me thinking. It's actually a great question. I think the problem is that most people usually are meaning very different things when they talk about meaning. Some people mean that nothing feels stable or certain. Other people mean that what bad things keep happening to good people, and some other people usually are meaning that if I'm going to die someday, then what's the point of doing anything at all? Let's actually try and unpack all of these meaning things. Something fascinating is that two people can sit in the same room and both of them say that life is meaningless, but mean very completely different things. One can be meaning that I have no control over my life, or if I'm going to die, then what is the point of my life? Or why do bad things happen to good people and good things happen to evil people? Anything good can be twisted to become bad, and anything bad can be twisted to become good. Same sentence, very different interpretations. Let's try and unpack what it means at its most literal sense. When you say that something means something, you're basically asking how does it connect to other objects in the world as we know? How does it connect to other objects? How does it connect to people and things in the world? So meaning in the most basic sense is how things relate to each other. A word means something because it points to another word. A job means something because it pays you for your effort. A relationship means something because you crave for love, and meaning is relational. It doesn't exist in isolation. Here's something that lots and lots of people get confused. They say something like there's no objective meaning, and they think that, oh, meaning isn't real. But that's like saying that love isn't real because you can't measure it with a ruler, right? Meaning is real, it's just not fixed. It lives between things, lives between you and work, between you and other people, between you and other objects in the world. There's a teacher I heard about. He taught history for like 20 years in a school that barely had books, and his pay was not good. Nobody was writing big stuff about him. By most external measures, he was failure, a nobody. But he had students scattered all across the world, and these students still remember the lessons he taught them in 1998. To him, his life was full of meaning, and it's not because society was telling him his life is meaningful or the world was applauding him. It was because inside of him he felt like he was doing something important, something that mattered to him. And I think that's like the most important yardstick for meaning. The most important thing when one makes a claim such as life is meaningless, I think the most helpful thing is to look at what does that actually mean? Does it mean we don't feel connected to anything anymore, or I'm scared of dying, or I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing? I don't think that you can get an answer unless you really break the question down to its things that you can simply understand. You are an algorithm running on matter. Really? I mean it in the most accurate and most literal sense. All life is a physical process. It's an algorithm, its matter arranges itself in a particular way, and suddenly we have hunger and fear and ambition, love and war, or the sudden urge to take a walk at midnight. All of this is just the algorithm doing its thing. Now, it's said that a dog doesn't have an identity crisis about this. A dog gets hungry, a dog gets food. Dog is threatened, the dog fights back. The dog finds a good patch of sun, the dog lies in it, and it feels joy. No overthinking, no committee meeting in its head debating whether the sunny patch is worth it. We human beings, on the other hand, we have these brains that are always looking for meaning and arguing with ourselves. But here's something else I find interesting about the biological view. We have capabilities, we have hands and legs, we can move and walk and talk, we can plan, we can feel empathy, we can create things, we can destroy things. Basically, we have these physical bodies, not some program in a computer that doesn't interact with the world. Meaning isn't some post-it note that comes with you when you're born. That meaning is your relationship. It's your relationship, the world, with the objects in the world. Something matters because it connects to you. A chair means something because you can sit on it. A word means something because you can hear it. Basically, no connection, no meaning. It's just random stuff that you don't care about. And this leads us to the realization that meaning is only found in your own experience. Not the outside world, not the universe, but from your own subjective, lived, felt experience. The inside of being in your body with this particular set of skills and capabilities that you interact the world with. Why are so many people concerned about legacy when you won't be there to enjoy it? They'll sacrifice their actual present. Oftentimes, they'll sacrifice their present experience, their joys for an audience that isn't even alive right now. Come on, that's a strange trade, because your subjective experience, the felt sense of being you right now, is the most real thing there is. Think about it. You can doubt almost everything. You can doubt whether other people are conscious. You can doubt whether the world is as it appears. You can doubt memories. You can doubt plans. You can doubt intentions, but can't doubt what you are experiencing right now. Even if it's real or a dream, you know that you are experiencing it, and right now something is happening. And that's not nothing, that's everything. There's a version of strength that looks like not caring about how you feel, pushing through, suppressing, just getting on with it. And sometimes that's necessary. Life has real demand, but there is a cost when it becomes the only mode that you live in. I knew a woman, sharp, capable, organized, spent 15 building a very magnificent life. At least that's what it looked from the outside. Good job, nice apartment, responsible choices. One time we were having coffee and she told me very quietly, I haven't felt something in years. Not sad, not happy. I've just been running, pushing through, and I feel like it took a toll on me. And that made me think, how you experience life matters. No matter what things look like from the outside, it doesn't matter to the universe. And it's not because the universe says so, but because it's you who are experiencing it. Nobody else gets to feel what you feel. Nobody else gets to think what you think. Noticing what is actually happening inside of you and treating it as something important is nice. What are the things that light you up? What are the things that drag you down? All these things become data for you on how you can experience life better, because after all, that's the closest thing to you. A lot of philosophers make this one stupid mistake. They confuse being right with being effective. You already know some smart people you wouldn't want to ever be, right? Gregor Mendel discovered the basic laws of genetics, yet he published them, was ignored during his life, and then died without anyone noticing. Nikola Tesla, Vincent van Gogh, Emily Dickinson. The list is endless. Brilliant minds, but weakly positioned in the world. And being right doesn't automatically help you with what you want. If you just stop at knowing and then feeling smug that you have all this knowledge, or that, oh my lord, I am the smartest man alive, that isn't very helpful. You can have perfect arguments, the pristine ethics, airtight logic, and still be hungry, lonely, powerless, because the world runs on concrete things, on motivation, on energy and food and money and labor and relationship. These aren't corruptions of reality. They are reality. We are animals, and hungry animals don't care about philosophy or metaphysics. How you experience life isn't just philosophy. It's the interface between you and the world. How effective you are in the world will be largely defined by how you deal with your internal environments, how you deal with thoughts, how you deal with negative emotions, how you deal with destructive habits. And that interface is what is going to help you become both a happier person or a person in less pain and a more effective person in the world. Now, here's something else. Negative thoughts. What are they? Why is it that they can eat at your attention like termites? Can we fight them? Can we actually use them? Because I think how we handle them shapes everything. It shapes your focus, shapes your energy, and shapes your effectiveness in the world.